Welcome to the Mia Ullman and Debbie Jarrett Show, presented by Glow 365 TV, hosted by yours truly, Master Coach Lady Mia. I'm a certified Master Life Coach in the areas of mental health counselor and practitioner, health and wellness, and a self-empowerment educator. Along with me is Miss Debbie Jarrett, a poet, motivational speaker, writer, and health and wellness advocate. We share honest conversations on the important topics that affect individuals when it comes to living healthy, embracing our kings and queens, to celebrating cultural heritage, and so much more. And now, let's get started. Black men are more likely to die of the top 10 preventative diseases and causes of death than any other demographic group. Black men died on the average of 7 years early than Black women. The operative word here is preventative. Why we produce the following shows to raise awareness. Welcome and thank you all for tuning in today as we celebrate Caribbean American Heritage Month and Men's Health Month in June. I am Master Coach Lady Mia. Along with me is my keep it real, unapologetic sister cuz, Miss Debbie Jarrett. What's up, sis?
Hey, Sister Kaz, what a wonderful introduction. Thank you as always. It's a pleasure to be here with you this afternoon. And of course, to have our wonderful listeners out there. Our show today is part one entitled Men's Health Risk Living the Life You Love. Sis, can we all agree that given the choice, most people would choose to passionately live the life they love? If not, why aren't they?
Well, cuz that is the question. And our guest today will explore from the point of view of our most valuable assets, our total health and well being.
We aim to offer some helpful perspectives that might inspire men of multiple cultures to risk paying more attention to their health in relation to the fulfillment of their life goals.
As it is, many tend to attribute their poor health to their parents, accidents, circumstances, environment, to their random DNA, or just bad luck. Well, cuz, are they right?
Certainly, all of these things play a factor in our health and thus in our lives. Some of our challenges do relate to our heredity and environment or the hand we are dealt. The question is, what can we do about it, cuz? What proactive steps can we take going forward to prevent, to more naturally treat or recover from the diseases of the day?
Any suggestions?
Our consciousness about health is what determines the choices we make and the results we get.
So true. So, what are we saying? Is our health is in our own hands? And how can that be true?
Well, although we come into the world with a certain constitution and susceptibility to various health conditions, we do have some free will. Our thoughts, words, and deeds determine how strong and healthy we can live in spite of some of the limitations of heredity and environment. The first thing to remember is that we are much more than our body mind, which is just a costume worn by our essence. Our spirit, it is the spirit which is the source of life and hearing within us. That being the case, how can we possibly maintain the highest level of health without knowing and being in contact with our spirits? Like the ancients said, Man, know thyself.
Hmm. Sis, this implies that within the body is the capability to fight diseases. So, why is there so much disease in the world?
Ah, yes, because we think that it is necessary to fight disease, like the war on cancer or beating the disease. The truth is, disease is the body's attempt to heal itself. Our job is to cooperate with and to some extent manage that process through various proven wellness practices. Mia, you had to learn about and adapt some of these practices to survive a life threatening disease. Is that right?
Yes, that is so true. And as a 24-year breast cancer survivor, I know the answer to that one. Some of the most important things you do to maintain your wellness are also the things most men resist doing, including doctor visits, regular medical testing, and listening to your body for early detection and any problems. Becoming your own expert on your disease and illness. Also, meditating and cultivating your spirit and living a balanced life that includes good nutrition, eating less meat, especially red meat. More fruits and vegetables is a plus, and drinking plenty of water to also dehydrate. Good hygiene is also a good one. Exercising, limit the use of intoxins and smoking, and proper rest and relaxation is also important factors.
Ah, well, now, all of those things help. But first comes nourishment for the soul, which is the source of the life force in the body called Qi. By Tai Chi and Qi Gong masters, or prana by yoga masters. Consciousness of our lifestyle and habits determine the extent to which we balance our chai and manifest the insight, will, and energy to prevent and treat diseases. There is chai in the sun, the air, the water, and more natural foods. And there are exercises that can take in more chai or free it up when its blockage leads to health problems. The more we learn to connect with the ultimate life force and cultivate the chai in the body, the less dependent we are on artificial substances and chemicals to function healthy in this life.
Yes, of course. That's why we are here today. This show is aimed at all men, especially at men of color who suffer disproportionately with lots of life threatening diseases. What is called the disease of civilization, like heart disease, cancer, diabetes, arthritis, and a host of other elements.
Absolutely, because we don't have to succumb to these diseases. There is so much individuals can do as far as preventative measures and even treat the body in a way that strengthens our immune system and helps the body to heal itself. The question is, what's more risky? Business as usual? Eating and living like the mainstream or the herd, as we call it? Or raising our level of consciousness in order to summon the life force necessary for enhanced healing and well being?
Yes, we are ready to risk moving beyond business as usual in order to better serve our families, society, and generations to come. To not only live the life we love, but live it longer and stronger.
Yes, 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 Mia. I think we are. This evening, we ask what levels of self care and wellness, as a bottom line, is necessary to live the life we love.
And of course, this is not just for men only. It is for the whole family, nuclear or extended, and for the men and women who live together, wherein those partner relationships satisfiedly are proven to be more likely to live longer and happier lives.
Yes. Thus, we invite both men and women and young adults to join us in this special celebration and educational program.
Before we get deep into the topic of this evening's show, let's take a quick break, and when we return, we'll introduce our featured guest. We'll be right back.
The Jamaican American Association of Central Florida will be celebrating Jamaica's 62nd year of independence in style at the Hilton Altamont Springs Hotel, 350 North Lake Boulevard, Altamont Springs, Florida, 32701 on Saturday, August the 10th from 6 p.m. till 1 a.m. Keynote speaker, Dr. Gershom Nelson. Co-MCs, Dr. Philip Leafat and Miss Debbie Jarrett. Singer, gospel artist, Stacy Elevated Wilson. Music by DJ Charlie Brown. Tickets, $80. $40 for children 12 and under. For more information, call 407-292-3719 or visit JAAOCF.com. Join us for an evening of elegance, entertainment, and enlightenment.
Hello and welcome. My name is Ronnie Walker. Allow me to introduce you to the MrRelationshipManCave.com website. Listen, gentlemen, today is not the day to show up halfway for yourself and for the woman you aim to please. Nutrition and mental health are important to fully experience a healthy and exceptional relationship. As a man, we want to make sure we have what is needed to start and finish strong. So go to www.MrRelationshipManCave.com and explore the possibilities.
The People's Chat Room is at it again. Comedy, calypso, Caribbean jazz. Saturday, September 21st. Doors open at 6 p.m. The show starts at 7 with the man who let the dogs out, Mr. Anselm Douglas. Comedians Joe Neal and Tony Black. And holding down the Caribbean jazz, Miss Lima Dunbar. Fashion show by Slade Statements. Location, American Legion, 1912A, Lee Road, Orlando, Florida. Early bird tickets, $25. General admission, $30. More at the door. Visit thepeopleschatroom.com for your ticket purchases or call 321-263-9939 or 347-564-4184. There will be a cash bar. So see you on September 21st for comedy, calypso, and Caribbean jazz.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, we are talking about men's health and celebrating Caribbean Heritage Month in the month of June. To begin the show, let us introduce our 5 outstanding featured guests, men of multiple cultures who personally and professionally are committed to encouraging all men, especially men of color, to become healthier and stay well longer. Mr. Leonard Bird, he will join us later in the show. First up is Dr. Elder Bonhomie with Physical Orlando and with Greater Haitian American Chamber of Commerce.
And our second featured guest is Mr. Louis Witter. He's of Jamaican heritage and owner of Caribbean Rhythms Radio Network.
Also on board is attorney Wayne Golden, representing Jamaica, Golden Law Group, and a representative of the Jamaican diaspora.
Our fourth featured guest is Mr. Samuel Roberts of Guyanese heritage, founder, Caribbean American Passport News Magazine. Welcome all to this important discussion.
To start, we would like to take time for each of us to share how we became personally involved and committed to the proactive self-care and wellness movement. What are the pains and challenges that motivated us? And what were the life goals we had in mind that could only be achieved with reasonable good health?
What about you, Dr. Bonhomie? What made you personally become focused on wellness?
Well, I guess for me, at an early age, just the concept of wanting to help, seeing the elderly aging. So I'd say it was a natural path for me. The feeling that you get, the gratification you get when you help someone. So early on in high school, started in the medical field, do as a volunteer firefighter, going to help, and then take first responders courses. So for me, it's the gratification of helping, providing a solution to help empower, to help strengthen individuals to make sure that they enjoy the quality of life that they deserve and work for during their years.
Thank you, Dr. Bonhomie, for sharing that. And now let's hear from Mr. Louis Witter. Today, you are a broadcast owner and journalist. What made you personally become focused on wellness?
First of all, I must say thank you to Mia and yourself for inviting me here this evening for this important discussion on men's health. I want to say good evening to the rest of the panel, Dr. Bonhomie, Wayne Golden, and Brother Roberts. Thank you so much for all being here. To answer your question, my first decision to be a better person to myself. Several years ago, about maybe 8 or 9 years ago, I went to my doctor, and he gave me the news that, hey, I was first of all, I was at home one night and I started to go urinate a lot, and I said, hey, something is not right here, because I know my body, and going to the bathroom 3-4 times a night, getting up, something was totally wrong. So the following morning, I went to my doctor and I said, hey, something is not right. And he looked at me and said, hey, young man, you are fully diabetic person. And so obviously I have to accept the news because it's already there. And so I ended up talking to a friend of mine. I called a friend of mine and I said to him, listen, man, I have this diabetic thing and I don't know what to do. It frightened me. And the first thing the guy said to me, is, we Jamaican, if we want to really be drastic with our answer, we can be very drastic. So the brother looked at me and said, listen, man, boy, I'm sorry. He didn't say, I'm sorry to hear him say, rotted. Me have a brethren, him they just cut off him foot a yard. I mean, just cut his foot off. I mean, and so that becomes such a shock to me. It's not that your friend is saying, man, I'm sorry to hear that. He said, my brethren, them just cut him foot off a yard because of the same diabetes. And that hit me right there. And I'm saying, listen, I am not going home when I'm ready to die with any foot missing or any of my limbs missing. And that is what turned me into something that I said, listen, I have to figure out what to do with this diabetic, because I didn't see it in my family. Growing up in Jamaica as a young man, and even as a adult, none of my family members have it. So it's not something that I was used to see in the family trait of mine. And so immediately after that answer my friend gave me, I said to myself, listen, came home to my wife and said, listen, what is it that we're eating here that is causing me to get into this diabetic mode? And up and starting my radio station, I know a friend. I met a young lady several years ago. Her name is Sandy. She's a vegan chef, and
Yes.
the answer was, listen, I gotta go vegan. And so she eventually, she was the first person that I called when I started the radio station. And I said, listen, I need you to be on this station because I need to be educated. I need to know what to eat, how to eat. And so that is where my journey started in this wellness program situation.
Yes, Mr. Lewis, you have come a long way, and thank God you are on the road to a healthier lifestyle, thanks to our friend, Chef Sandy Maurice. Now, Attorney Golden, you are a broadcaster as well. What made you personally become focused on wellness?
Yes, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure being here with you all. I think that's a pretty loaded question. For most of us, I think being young makes you believe you can conquer everything. Youth is the answer to all illnesses and sickness. This will never happen to me. You see health problems mostly with older people or people older than you are. But until it hits home, I think for most of us, the change doesn't happen in our life. I grew up understanding that my father's side was diabetic. Every one of his brothers, they were all diabetic. And I grew up kind of expecting to get it myself. And as I grew older, I was kind of surprised I did not have it as yet. And just like Lewis, I went to the doctor and they kept telling me, oh, you're borderline. But I had been trying to, stay physically fit and live well, but still ignoring some of the basic things, diet especially, because, we, especially from the Caribbean, there are certain foods that we think we can't live without, certain meats, certain type of cooking, frying, all these things. So I think eventually for me, what focused me even better on my health was when I was diagnosed, one of the youngest person my doctors ever diagnosed with prostate cancer. And mine was caught very, very, very early. But for my regular visits to my doctor who knew me and knew my body for over 20 years, he saw something that he didn't like. And he basically told me, I needed to go get checked. I went and I got checked. They did some biopsies. They did 10 samples. 9 came back perfect. 1 came back inconclusive. My doctor then decided, I don't like this idea of inconclusiveness. So it was sent to one of the top cancer hospitals here in the United States. And they came back and said it was cancerous. With that diagnosis, of course, your whole world changes. And, I did what I had to do. I eventually had surgery. My surgery was successful. They had just come out with the laparoscopic surgery. And that was 16 years ago. And, I've been cancer-free since. But I must tell you, the impact that it had on me from that very moment I got diagnosed, I started to not only educate myself, but educate my fellow Caribbean men and Jamaican men, because they only to find out that there was a high rate. Our Jamaican men had the highest rate of prostate cancer. So I sort of made it my mission, in a sense, to educate people to go get tested, go get checked, because it's one of those illnesses or cancers that you get that is quote unquote curable. So that sort of focused me more seriously on healthcare and wellness. And the fact that you're getting older, your body does not cure itself like it used to when you're younger. So you have to take those positive steps to assist and to make sure you don't help in destroying your body even more. So for me, that was the fulcrum. That was a turning point. But additionally to that, in my everyday practice as an attorney, especially when I practiced with juvenile cases and criminal cases, I realized that beyond the physical health, mental health was something that was lacking in recognition in our own community. And that in itself led to a lot of other things. Our community in general does not pay enough attention to mental health. I'll see the other folks, when their kids are in trouble or they're in trouble, that's the first aspect of their lives that they start to examine. What is my mental health? And we've learned, and I've learned over the years, that there is that link to mental illness, to physical illness, how you think of yourself, how you treat yourself. So I think it's very important for us to talk about health in the broader context, other than just being physically sick, but mentally, people are having issues that are not recognized as illnesses. So I'm happy to be here, and hopefully we'll get to talk to some folks in more detail from our personal experiences.
Hello, Mr. Samuel Roberts. You are a publisher that targets the Caribbean American community. What made you personally become focused on wellness?
Well, for me, at a very young age, I was involved in sports, and being involved in sports, you learn the basics of just consistency in terms of exercise and diet. So, I mean, from 0 to in my late 30s, I was still very involved in playing sports on a national level, international level. So, exercise was and has always been key in what I thought was necessary. And basically that coupled with the fact that, just watching your diet, I mean, I'm like Lenny, I can't give him my red meat and my, meat of any color. Lenny, I'm not giving it up. But as I got old, I just realized I have to, in moderation.
Yeah, man.
I love, you pass a roti by me or a jerk chicken, I'm gone. My resistance is out the window. But just realizing, as Wayne pointed out, as we age, our body changes, and understanding self, to me, is the most important part of the whole process. You got to know you. You got to see the signals, see the things in you as they change, and be conscious of those changes. Right now, I'm trying to get back on top of the exercising, and it's basic exercising. It's making sure you get a walk. Every day you walk around the block, walk along the street. If you walk 1 block today, walk 1.5 the next day. Just increase and maintain that activity, and that brings you to a healthier lifestyle. And Lenny, one of the other things you said that to me, we need to I'm not sure it works in mental health, but the mental aspect of your approach to health is extremely important. I mean, and I think positive thinking, positive mindset, and approaching your life, your goals with a positive approach to it can have a tremendous impact on things that happen. I'll tell you a sidebar story. In 1993, I just graduated. I was leaving Brooklyn on my way to Jamaica to get an engineering job.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy of mine was driving me. In Brooklyn, those from New York know, on Flatbush, right around Kings Plaza. Got in an accident. Broke just about as many things I can break at one time. 2 ribs, my jaw, left leg, left foot, right arm, right leg, just about everything. And got rushed to the hospital, going through the surgery. The guy who was driving me got almost the exact same injuries. He went to one hospital, I went to the other. His mindset was, I'm gonna ride this. I'm gonna use this. This is a settlement offer for me. There's an opportunity to, the guy in front of us was definitely wrong. My mindset was the CAC games in Puerto Rico was in October. It's May. I need to make it back to Guyana to get back in shape to play for the Guyana national team at the CAC games. The difference in where we are at the end of a 2-month period was basically simple. The power of the mind. My objective was to get myself back in shape. I played on the Guyana national team in October. My buddy who was driving me still walked with a limp. Now, I'm not going to get into the research about maybe I just listening to his approach to it, his mindset was he did not aggressively fight to get himself back where he wanted to be. He saw the opportunity. I'm going to write this. I'm going to get a major settlement of this. And honestly, maybe I was young and naive. Maybe I should have wrote it or found the balance between the two and got the large settlement. But for me, power of the mind, I was about getting back in shape, getting back and getting all my parts functioning as per normal. And I had the support system of friends who were physical therapists and friends who were doctors and all right, and pushed. And a team wanted us to play together. So that mind and that approach to it shows, in my opinion, the power of the mind over what you can do health-wise and otherwise. Positive thoughts, positive emotions, and positive people around you, truly the sky, there's nothing you cannot achieve. So
Well,
that's my approach to it. So
Sam, that's wonderful. Before we bring Mia in, let me just say this, sort of to support what you're saying. When I went on my health quest, actually, it was the mind, but it was also the spirit. I began to realize that this body, this is a temple in which dwells the spirit, which is the life force of the body. And it is the spirit which vivifies the mind, the positive thoughts that we have. And the reason why these positive thoughts help is because we're being conscious of them. And your consciousness is your direct connection to your spirit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And another thing I want to add is that what spurred me was the fact that, and I think I want to mention it, every elder in my family who passed away from strokes, heart disease, and diabetes and things like that. Okay, so the handwriting was on the wall. And the final thing I'd like to say about that is that I've learned as a soul therapist who deals with the impact of the mind, we call it soma. You can somatize. What you are thinking and feeling, but maybe suppressing, can show up in your body. But I came to learn that many people with diabetes are yearning for the sweetness of life that has gone away, you see? And for many Black people, this is a problem because we've been so oppressed, the sweetness of life. So what is the substitute? Sugar, ice cream, chocolate, candy, and so forth. And finally, it was mentioned earlier, service. That was such a beautiful point because I dedicated myself to becoming a holistic practitioner and to serve and help people like I was helped by people who came to me. So Mia, you are in that category right now, serving the community as a leading advocate in the Caribbean community and the community here in America for health and wellness, not just for men, but for women also and children. What made you personally become focused on wellness?
As a 24-year breast cancer survivor, the word survive was the key to stay alive and imperative for me to continue my survivorship by changing my mindset in educating myself on ways to stay healthy and to align my body mentally. When I say mentally, that means positive mindset, removing the negative things or people that do not serve purpose. As for the physical wellness, eating nutritional diet to heal my body. And sometimes we have to eat according to whatever ailments that we are dealing with. And of course, spiritual wellness. This gave me a sense of purpose to connect with God and being thankful just along for my survivorship and to find purpose and interests that align more closely with spiritual values to take my life and feel more fulfilling. That's one of the reasons I became a life coach and health advocate to raise awareness and how to cope through mental challenges. We all know that some of us that have been diagnosed with cancer or chronic illness or condition, you experience depression, anxiety, and even thoughts of suicide, like I did, in finding ways to kill myself during chemo treatments. Let me take a deep breath here. These are huge stigma in the African and Caribbean community because we don't like to talk about our feelings and we sit in silence because it's a sign of weakness or we feel embarrassed or ashamed. You have to get to the root of the problem in order to start your healing process. For me, I discovered the root of my problem was the fear of dying because I didn't quite come to term that I had a choice of survivorship. So dying was always in the back of things, the things that I was going through from losing my hair, losing my taste bud. I thought I was at that dying part. But after that, I was hit with another illness, side effects from removing too many lymph nodes, and that's called the lymphedema with cellulitis, which it is an infection that kept me in and out of the hospital for the past 24 years. And folks, if you've been in and out of the hospital, you know that can lead you to depression, anxiety, and for me, it was just never ending. I just didn't know, I wake up in the middle of the morning, my arm would break out. It could be midday, whatever it is, but it took a toll on my mental health. And even some points I started hearing things, because one of my left arm that had the lymphedema was bigger than the other. And I would, hear things like people laughing at me, talking about me, again, that mental, part that I was dealing with. But one thing I learned to do is master self and started to love me. That's the part of self-discovery. We have to find ourselves. We don't love ourselves like we should. And again, getting therapy, you got to get to the root of the problem. And sis, there's so many out there that are dealing with that. I haven't discovered the true self-love.
Yes, yes, yes. Wow, wow, sister. I just want to reach out to you, and I'm sure on behalf of everyone, we're so glad and happy that you're with us today, and that your test became a testimony, and your testimony will help others. Bless your heart. It's obvious by what we have heard that there is a pattern that leads to greater health and well-being. This awareness is certainly impressive. It indeed reveals why we are all here.
And I can attest to the fact that I'm very much inspired by Mia. We're working together, and she's got more energy than the law allows. She could put that energy in a bottle and sell it. I just wanted to also mention that when we speak of mental health, people should realize this includes emotional health. As in my in my work as a soul therapist, what I found is when I ask a person, what they feel about certain things, the average person will tell me what they think, which automatically lets me know they're not in touch with their emotions. but they're feeling a lot of things, they're radiating a lot of things. And look at the word emotion. Emotion. When you're not in touch with your emotions, it's difficult to go into motion, either at all or in the right direction. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later, but I'm glad that that point came up about the importance of mental health. And let our audience understand that we're not saying that when you need to get assistance with mental health that you crazy. Like if you go to a therapist, you got to be crazy. No, we all have certain distresses and stressors impacting on us. We've had it since we were brought to these shores. Imagine what it was like to be in the Middle Passage. Imagine what it's been like to be enslaved. By the way, we don't call people slaves. They're not slaves. They were enslaved. Okay, imagine what it's like to be seeing all the lynchings, to have a whole town burned down. So we need to understand some of the roots or factors affecting our mental health and understand that that's an area where we need to look into. So I think it's obvious by what we've heard here so far today that there is a pattern that leads to greater health and well-being by people who are giving you their firsthand experience. And it's very impressive. And it certainly reveals why we decided to do this program today. Okay, well, it's been a great show, and we're thanking all of you for allowing us to bring you this celebration of National Men's Month, Health Month, and Caribbean American Heritage Month for two. Hopefully, today's program has contributed to inspiring all of us, our men of color, and everyone listening to make better choices about consciously cultivating self-care and wellness. This self-care includes your essential self, your spirit, so you can truly live the life that you love. One love.
One love, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, everyone.
Mia?
And thank you to our featured guests. Gentlemen, do you have any final words of wisdom to share with our audience? Individually, let's start with Dr. B.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for allowing me to share. But more importantly, I invite our listeners, our viewers, to collaborate, reach out to one another. You're not meant to do this journey by yourself. Again, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. B. Lois Whitaker?
Yes, I would just love to thank you guys for allowing us to be here. It was a great opportunity to speak our experience in terms of our health and the things that we have been going through. I want to take the opportunity to invite everybody to tune into our network, especially on a Saturday. We have a very, very educational program for people who need education about their health. Join us every Saturday or every weekday and learn from professionals who knows the business. Education is the key.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lois. And Attorney Wayne Golden.
Yes, first of all, I want to thank you all for the opportunity to speak to this varied audience. And what I want to impart to folks is that we always have to remember our beginnings. We have to know from where we're coming to know where we're going. We're extremely grateful to be standing on the shoulders of so many giants who have gone before us, who have laid down the ultimate sacrifice of their life. So we can't take for granted where we are today, and we can't waste the moments and the opportunities that we do get to share our own experiences. Mia, I just want to say to you, congratulations for all the work that you have done within the Caribbean and the general community in highlighting the culture of the Caribbean and the people of the Caribbean. All of you have made your contributions, and it's duly noted. So thank you again for the opportunity to, share and learn at the same time.
Thank you, Attorney Wayne Golden. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, everyone. And now it's my pleasure to share some words of wisdom. As a plant withers It needs special care to revive in order to survive. That plant is you. Take time out to take care of you. First, observe. Second, preserve. Third, enjoy the essence of a healthier you. I therefore wish everyone love, peace, and good health.
Yes, cuz it's been a great show, and thanks for tuning in to bring us this celebration of Men's Health and Caribbean Heritage Month with our special guest, Dr. Elder Bonhomie from Haiti, Mr. Louis Witter, Jamaican, Attorney Wayne Golden, also Jamaican, Mr. Samuel Roberts from Guyana, Mr. Leonard Bird, our U.S. affiliate, and Miss Debbie Jarrett, and you, the listeners. We hope this program has contributed to inspiring our men of color to make better choices about consciously cultivating self-care and wellness so they can truly live the life they love.
The Jamaican American Association of Central Florida presents our annual Jamaica Independence Church service on Sunday, July 28th from 4 till 6 p.m. Join us at the North Orlando Seventh-day Adventist Church, 4125 North Hiawassee Road, Orlando, Florida, 32818. Speaker, Evangelist Rupert D. Henry. MC, Dr. Arlene Thompson, gospel artist Stacy Elevated Wilson, and Mr. J. Brown, saxophonist Mr. Jeremy D. Aguirre. Refreshments will be provided. For more information, call 407-292-3719 or visit jaaocf.com. Come and be blessed. The Jamaican American Association of Central Florida will be celebrating Jamaica's 62nd year of independence in style at the Hilton Altamont Springs Hotel, 350 North Lake Boulevard, Altamont Springs, Florida, 32701 on Saturday, August the 10th from 6 p.m. till 1 a.m. Keynote speaker, Dr. Gershom Nelson. Co-MCs, Dr. Philip Leafat and Miss Debbie Jarrett. Singer, gospel artist, Stacy Elevated Wilson. Music by DJ Charlie Brown. Tickets, $80. $40 for children 12 and under. For more information, call 407-292-3719 or visit jaaocf.com. Join us for an evening of elegance, entertainment, and enlightenment.
Were the days when love used to reign. just the same. Hey, hey, John Holt, Dalton Ellis, Delroy Wilson, Dennis Brown. Hey, hey, Big U, Josie Wells, Daddy Roy would wake the town, yeah. And you had to hold your woman real close.
Food, music, and romance. The perfect combination. I am vegan chef Sandy Maurice. My sensational vegan recipes are sensational. Jerk chickpea salad, Mary Berry Bliss, apple walnut salad, and cashew cream parfait. Let's cook with love and passion and start making your sensational vegan recipes. Order your sensational vegan recipes cookbook today. $29.95 at vegantuneupcafe.com.
Hey, this is your girl Sophie G, your real sister from the Sophie G Show, and I am giving a shout out to KUO Magazine. They're dedicated to promoting a greater level of wellness in all of us. Yes, they bring out that glow. Caribbean Under One magazine features different cultures and personalities of both men and women from within our own communities, sharing biographies and their personal stories and challenges, even their secrets as to how they overcame the toughest obstacles they faced, with the hope of inspiring others. Caribbean Under One magazine gives back, and they acknowledge by honoring the Ribbon of Survivors 365 by bringing awareness to those who have overcome and struggled with chronic illnesses and conditions. They inspire. KUO encourages and reminds us all of the true importance of having that glow in all our lives, a greater level of wellness. This is your girl Sophie G, your real sister, who promises to always keep it real. For me not lie, I'm not try. And I say, get your subscription today. Just log on, tell your friends, tell your family to join in and become a member, to subscribe to KUOmagazine.com today.
You never make me blue. All the ups and downs we've been through, I never forget. You're the only one that's true. You wrap me up when I was cold. You bring me joy from sorrow. The love you give inseparable. No other girl could follow. Memories, sweet memories of you. Keep me dreaming over you. Everything, the way you roll, I like your style. And anything is anything. We've got it locked, so keep it real. We've got a smash, I feel it. This love is it all over. When we walk, I hear them talk. This love is making history. Memories, sweet memories of you, got me dreaming over you. Say that to man, now you them can't stop because you know how to treat your man. Oh man, now watch them kill this act, just give a girl heart attack. Them can't cross your...
The People's Chat Room is at it again. Comedy, calypso, Caribbean jazz. Saturday, September 21st. Doors open at 6 p.m. The show starts at 7 with the man who let the dogs out, Mr. Anselm Douglas. Comedians Joe Neal and Tony Black. And holding down the Caribbean jazz, Miss Lima Dunbar. Fashion show by Slade Statements. Location, American Legion, 1912A Lee Road, Orlando, Florida. Early bird tickets, $25. General admission, $30. More at the door. Visit thepeopleschatroom.com for your ticket purchases or call 321-263-9939 or 347-564-4184. There will be a cash bar. So see you on September 21st for comedy, calypso, and Caribbean jazz.
Food, music, and romance. The perfect combination. I am vegan chef Sandy Maurice. My sensational vegan recipes are sensational. Jerk chickpea salad, Mary Berry Bliss, apple walnut salad, and cashew cream parfait. Let's cook with love and passion and start making your sensational vegan recipes. Order your sensational vegan recipes cookbook today. $29.95 at vegantuneupcafe.com.
The Jamaican American Association of Central Florida presents our annual Jamaica Independence Church service on Sunday, July 28th from 4 till 6 p.m. Join us at the North Orlando Seventh-day Adventist Church, 4125 North Hiawassee Road, Orlando, Florida, 32818. Speaker, Evangelist Rupert D. Henry. MC, Dr. Arlene Thompson. Gospel artist, Stacy Elevated Wilson and Mr. J. Brown. Saxophonist, Mr. Jeremy D. Aguirre. Refreshments will be provided. For more information, call 407-292-3719 or visit JAAOCF.com. Come and be blessed. The Jamaican American Association of Central Florida will be celebrating Jamaica's 62nd year of independence in style at the Hilton Altamont Springs Hotel, 350 North Lake Boulevard, Altamont Springs, Florida, 32701 on Saturday, August the 10th from 6 p.m. till 1 a.m. Keynote speaker, Dr. Gershom Nelson. Co-MCs, Dr. Philip Leafat and Miss Debbie Jarrett. Singer, gospel artist, Stacy Elevated Wilson. Music by DJ Charlie Brown. Tickets, $80. $40 for children 12 and under. For more information, call 407-292-3719 or visit JAAOCF.com. Join us for an evening of elegance, entertainment, and enlightenment.
Please don't forget to follow us on Facebook at Glow 365 TV Show and on YouTube at Glow 365 TV Shows. Visit us online at KUOmagazine.com. Join us again for part 2 on men's health as we talk about finding your power of glow that equals our greater level of wellness within the mind, body, and soul. Stay safe and well. Remember, protect the loved ones you love, live and stay healthy 365.
Truth, wisdom, peace out.
The People's Chat Room is at it again. Comedy, calypso, Caribbean jazz. Saturday, September 21st. Doors open at 6 p.m. The show starts at 7 with the man who let the dogs out, Mr. Anselm Douglas. comedians Joe Neal and Tony Black, and holding down the Caribbean jazz, Miss Lima Dunbar. Fashion show by Slade Statements. Location, American Legion, 1912A Lee Road, Orlando, Florida. Early bird tickets, $25. General admission, $30, more at the door. Visit thepeopleschatroom.com for your ticket purchases or call 321-263-9939 or 347-564-4184. There will be a cash bar. So see you on